All right, guys, so here we go. I am going to show you guys how to make a mold. So I am making a Serenity tray with matching coasters. So I know you guys seen those trays that are going around with the handles on them, and you use the alcohol inks for the resin pour. This is the kind of tray that I am making. So what you will need, first before I get into it, make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the bell and press all so that you can get all notifications and not just some, so you don't miss out on any of my videos. There are more videos of mold, what do you call it, mold pouring, or learning how to make molds within my group, which is Learn Arts and Crafts with Touch by an Angel. It will be listed below. So let's get into it. So you will need some Legos. At least that is what I use. Now there is different methods to doing this. This is the method that I use. I am not a pro. I just started doing this not too long ago. So please forgive me if there is something that I don't know. If you know any tips and tricks, go ahead and comment. That would be great. So you need some nitrile gloves. These are black nitrile gloves. I will post everything that I am using in the description box. Let me put on these gloves. And the reason for these gloves so that you don't place fingerprints on your pieces that you are molding. Fingerprints, or the silicone picks up the fingerprints, so you want to be careful with that. So make sure that you clean your items. You could try soap. I actually use alcohol, and I've never had a problem with any of my molds. I just use rubbing alcohol. What is this? 50% alcohol. You will need some stir sticks so that you can stir your silicone. You will need something to stir your silicone in. These are pretty big ones. Sometimes I feel like if I want to do a big mold or a domino mold, I can place it in here and have enough space, or pour it in here and have enough space left over. If you want to color your resin, I've heard you can use food color, and I haven't tried that yet, but you can use mica powder or pigment powder. This is actually glow in the dark powder. I'm gonna try it at this time, but I am going to use the purple one. And some painter's tape. Sometimes when using the Legos, you don't necessarily have to use super glue, but if you want to use super glue, you can, to just kind of go around to make sure that the Legos don't shift. I'm going to be using some painter's tape. I am just going to simply tape this down to my table. I lost for words for a second there. Okay, so my pieces still have masking tape over them. And it's kind of hard to remove it with the glove. Let's see. And I usually just take one side of the masking tape off and leave the other side on, because that is going to be the piece that is laying flat down. If I can get it off. All right. So I'm just gonna peel this off. I did make and design these pieces myself. I just put the Serenity prayer on there. So I'm going to, you also want to make sure that you have some shop towels near you. Just so that you can just wipe off the pieces, anything on them. You want to make sure you get that off. So basically you want to start figuring out where you want to lay your pieces at on the table. Make sure that you are on a flat surface as well. I am going to remove the paper off of this one. And these are what's called blanks. So I have laser cut the blanks. I designed them in Silhouette. I keep wanting to say Design Space, but it's not Cricut. So it's Silhouette Studio. I have the business edition. I believe you can still design in there on the Silhouette app or download it. Actually, it's just a website that you can use. There's a free version to it that you can design off of. You don't necessarily absolutely have to have the business edition. Probably should have did this before I put the gloves on because it's so much harder. But I also don't want to get fingerprints on my pieces. Even though I can wipe them down with alcohol. But so what I'm going to do, guys, is remove all the paper off of all of the items, and I will be right back. Okay, guys, I am back. I have took all the pieces off. Now I am going to take apart this is shipping paper. I forgot to tell you guys about that, so you will need shipping paper as well. This is 11 by 17 shipping paper from onlinelabels.com. I use this paper because it is super adhesive. I like using the Cricut paper or the Cricut adhesive as well. Only thing is the rolls are so small, you don't get that much. So I'd rather just buy the sheets of shipping paper. So I'm going to pull this apart. I'm going to place the sticky side up. I did take my glove off because I needed to pull that sticky adhesive side up. So you kind of want to start placing your pieces. I'd say, gosh, I still need to take off this. I'd say you want to start placing your pieces on the paper, but this, like I said, this is real sticky adhesive. So when you place your pieces on the paper, you probably will not be able to readjust them and lift them back up. So you want to make sure you have your pieces where you want them to be. And I am sitting outside, guys, so you might hear some noise. You might hear the trash truck come by. Yes. So I am going to place my first piece down. Let's see, how did I have it? I think I had it on paper like this. I kind of placed the items where I wanted them to be before I put them down, just to kind of see where I wanted them to be placed. So I'll place that there. Just kind of wipe off the piece. So now I am going to place the next piece down. There. You want to make sure it's not too close to your next piece. It's not so close. I have a little bit of division right there. Going to place my next piece, and actually take the second piece of shipping paper. Really could have just cut this piece. Okay. So now I'm going to take this piece and place it right here. Just make sure that I can fit pieces. Okay. So I'll place this piece right here. All right. So now I want to place my Legos around the piece. You want to make sure that you don't place them super close to your piece as far as the edges. A little dust on here. Okay. So I'll straighten this out. So I'm going to start taking my Lego pieces and placing them around. Got some powder on this piece. Okay. So I have space from here to my piece. So you want to make sure that you leave space. So you're basically building a barrier. And these, you can reposition your Legos. Make sure that there are no gaps in between your Legos. Just do that like So now I'm going to take some masking tape and just kind of tape the side down. Actually, it's not masking tape, it's painter's tape. Just to stop it from shifting. This is my first time doing this with the painter's tape, stopping it from shifting. Once I pour the silicone, I don't want it to move around. And you guys, I suck at editing videos, so if you don't hear any music or video is not skipped, please forgive me. I don't really know how to do the editing for videos. So, like I said, please forgive me. I'm gonna do the same thing all the way around. You do want to make sure that you get something to cover your item over the top because you don't want bugs to fly and set into your silicone. And you want to use the silicone of your choice. There's so many different silicones out there. I am using a transparent silicone, which I find works good for me, but may not work good for you. So I suggest researching what type of silicone you want to use. I would say that I use platinum. Is it platinum silicone instead of tin cure, TIN cure, because when you use your resin, it may have an issue with setting. So I've heard from me researching is to use platinum silicone versus tin cure. Can't say that word. I'm gonna set up and do this. is done. Now we can pour our silicone. Let me take out my purple. Actually, maybe I'll use a different color. No, I'll use the purple. So I'm gonna get one of my cups. So, you know, with silicone, you have your part A and you have your part B. So I usually just pour part A in one, part B in the other. And then pour them together and mix them. So this silicone is 1-to-1 ratio. So I'm just gonna pour equal amounts. So as you can see, the cup has numbers on it. So it's your choice. You pick which one you want to look. You want to look for the 1s, the 2s, the 3s. And then right here, it has your ounces. I think I'll stick with the ounces this time. Just make sure you don't have anything on your pieces. You can kind of turn to the side to see if you have maybe touched it previously before, then you want to wipe it off with some alcohol, you want to let that dry. So I'm going to pour. I'm going to try about 16 ounces. It's a little over 16 ounces. Same thing with this cup. I think I used this cup. Just want to clean it out really quick. Just cleaning this out really quick. That's what I'm doing, guys. Sorry I was off camera. Yeah, it's a little over 16 ounces. So now I have my other one. So I poured just a little over 16 ounces. Now I'm gonna take them and pour one of the parts into the other part. And if you pour pour too much silicone, always make sure you have another piece ready. You also want to, when you're looking and researching what silicone you want to buy, you want to make sure that you look at how much work time that you have. Because some of these silicones, you have like 30-minute work time, which means that you have enough stirring time and time to pour it before it starts to cure. So you want to pay attention to your work time and also how long it actually takes for your silicone to cure. So I'm just scraping the walls on the container, and then I'm just going to mix it all together. Take it and mix it. I'm going to scrape the sides. I like these big painter mixing cups. The other ones I was using were too small to mix like a large thing of silicone. So I'll kind of go up and down. They do have that mixer that connects to the drill, and honestly guys, I have one, but I think my drill is broke. It's been on the charger for like days and it's still not charging, so I have to mix it with my hands, which is not that bad. It's like not super stiff. And I'll just mix until I think that is all mixed together pretty much. Every silicone is different, so you just want to pay attention to what your directions say for your specific type of silicone. I'm going to mix some of this glow in the dark powder in. I'm not going to use a lot. You probably won't even be able to see it as much because I'm not using a lot. This is what it looks like. It's just glow in the dark purple, and this is the container that it came in. Looks like HCCDZFX. I will put the link down below, but it comes with all the different colors. That didn't really do anything. Put some more in here. I've done this once before, and again, it did not affect the curing of my resin pieces. And it actually did glow in the dark. It actually does glow in the dark. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, I'm not using like a lot. Really nothing compared to this big jug of silicone that I have. And I kind of just pour, mix, pour, and then mix. Kind of mix it from the top, then down to the bottom. And there goes my dog. Peanut. Peanut. She has a mind of her own. All right, so there is some bubbles in it, but not a lot. This is the container. So I want to just pour. And I pour from a distance in one spot. And it is self-leveling, so it will level itself out. This is a pretty big mold, so, or this will be a pretty big mold. Just kind of scraping it off with the can. So I have gotten out all that I can get out. Looks like a little purple there. And if you see bubbles, you can kind of blow. You can even pop them. I usually just take a back of a paintbrush or maybe a needle and just kind of pop it. There's not a lot of bubbles. And that is it, guys. I will come back later and show you the finished piece. I am back. This is a super humongous mode. That is what it looks like. This is a good time where if you have any overage that you need to peel away, this is the best time to do it. Do not take your molds out without getting off your overage. It will be hard to get it off after the fact, after you pull out the pieces. There is some overage, but it pulls right away. Mainly because this paper is super sticky. So stop. It is super clean. Pieces are super clean. I'm going to pull this away and come right back. Okay, guys, time to demode. So nice. This is the biggest, well, I can't say this is the biggest, well, yes it is. It's the biggest mold I have done thus far. all words are there. So nice. You can't really tell with the words, kinda, sorta. It's just a Serenity prayer. So, let me take it out. This is how big the mold is. Super huge, right? So nice. Super, it's going to be super pretty, you guys. So that is it. Please, again, like and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you click the bell and click all so that you'll get notifications anytime I upload a video. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions or you would like to see other videos, please join my group. I have a lot of other videos in the group, more than what I've actually posted on YouTube.